as producers, when we develop a script, Lindsay and I are quite hands-on in that regard. We really do pride ourselves on being creative producers first. I think what attracted us first and foremost, we just hadn't seen a story like this told before.
It's a very compelling read because you're not sure while you're reading it where it's going to go. As a filmmaker, the thing that really interested me was, well, this character seems fine on the surface, but obviously you have little windows. A lot of the times that she's in the bathroom or with the hair pulls, you know that she's in great distress. So how do you bring that out in a subtle way that tells you what's happening inside the character?
I also feel like everybody's been touched by this kind of very confusing, very insidious abuse, that whether it's happened to you or a friend of yours, like you've seen someone in your life start to shrink and start to just look kind of suffocated, and you're not sure what's going on. But he doesn't hurt me or anything, you know?
He doesn't hurt you? I really wish you would have told us this sooner.
In an intimate relationship, there's a huge amount of trust. That trust can be abused very easily because it can be manipulated by someone who really is not thinking about your best interest, but about their own best interest. So I think that's where it tips into abuse.
I just wanted to hang out with my friends.
Right. So you want to be here with them at my expense?
You're incredibly selfish.
A lot of what the film explores is self-awareness and being honest about what you're all going through so that you can get out of it.
You wouldn't love me if you knew how bad I am.
Jesus, is that something that he tells you?
Finding our three women was the kind of behemoth of this film. It was, you know, you needed to get it exactly right. Obviously, we had the wonderful Anna Kendrick step into the role of Alice, which was just such a gift.
I had a dialogue very early on about the script and about how nuanced can we make the story. We want to talk about emotional abuse, about the subtlety of that.
When we meet Alice, Alice doesn't really know who she is. Like, it was actually a really bizarre character to play because the whole point is that she's sort of lost herself. All her energy is going toward being small and flexible and to manage her partner's potential reactivity. And the way that that kind of creeps in, and before you know it, like, you don't recognize yourself.
In terms of Sophie and Tess's understanding of what's happening to Alice, there are obviously snippets of what Alice says about him reading her phone, about her own feelings of shame. It's not how hard the person punches that sells the severity of the violence. It's about how the person reacts. When Alice loses her earring, she has a complete panic attack, which takes Tess completely by surprise.
I can't.
What?
I can't do another thing wrong.
Alice.
Wumi Masaku plays Sophie, and she brings an incredible charisma and warmth to that part. Sophie's meant to feel like the glue in the group. She's the one who's nostalgic for their friendship.
Cheers. She's such a perfect Sophie. She has this turn toward the end of the movie where she just shows this incredible amount of strength. Such an amazing day.
She just tries her best to do that, whether it's through like baking or like hiking and kayaking or firework. She's just someone who wants people to feel loved and happy.
The idea is really dry, really funny, very strong, and quite a force as a character, and that comes across perfectly for Tess.
Ganya Dio kind of intimidated me, but like in a way where I sort of followed her around like a baby duck a lot, because she showed up and just her whole energy is like this ice cold badass.
I think she relies on tough love rather than being patient, and like, you know, she's the opposite of what Sophie is, in my opinion.
It's been great working with Anna and Ganya Dio. It's been a real joy getting to know them and build this relationship.
What I'd love audiences to take away from the film is that coercive control in relationships is a real thing, and that it's different from physical abuse. I'd love for people to really enjoy the friendships in the movie and think this is a movie about friendship as much as it is about a difficult relationship.
Hopefully, someone who may be in a similar situation might, instead of defend their partner, see their friendships and how loved they are.
And to trust that the audience would come along with just one character's perception being enough evidence is kind of scary, but really exciting.
Those that are in Alice's situation see that there's a way out, and women who aren't see this as like a true portrait of female friendship, and see themselves on screen the way that they hopefully want to be seen.